All right, guys, welcome back. So this week we're going to be covering collectability. The general sentiment right now is that everything is terrible. You can't collect anything. Nothing's going to hold value. Flesh and Blood's dying. Magic's dying. Vintage is dead. Weiss Schwartz is dumping to the ceiling. Lorcana's going to dump. Sorcery's going to die, light on fire. MetaZoo's on fire. Some of this is reasonable, some of it's not. I'm going to focus mostly on Fab in this video, and then a little bit in Weiss Schwartz. And then maybe we'll cover some Magic next week, and we'll do kind of like a bit of a purchase update. I actually just dropped off a bunch of stuff with a friend of mine who's going to be moving it for me and helping me get through some of the stuff I've been going through. Flesh and Blood. No one is going to argue collectability for the whack block, right? Welcome to Wraith Alpha, Arcane Rising First, and Crucible War First Edition. Those sets, the Cold Foils, the EA Tunic, or not the EA Tunic, the EA Twinning Blade, Cold Foil Legendaries, Commons, Rainbow Foil Majestics from WTR and ARC. The collectability is there. People want them. It's a desirability. It's the ABU of Fab, right? It's your Alpha, Beta, Unlimited. You move into Block 2, Monarch, Aria, and Everfest. General sentiment, overprinted. There's desirability there with the Fables. It's like the only land Fables. You have the Corsham, you have the Library, and you have the Grandeur of Alahai from Everfest. When you move into the next block, the third block of Flesh and Blood, that's when they started doing the EA Marvels, the Emperor, the Levia Redeemed, or Leviathan Redeemed, something like that. But it's like 1 in 10,000 card packs for these cards. So the Emperor confirmed for this. I don't know if Levia and the Teclavescent are, but sorry, my cat's attacking my little camera stand thing, and it's wiggling, so sorry. Anyway, but the general sentiment now, though, is Fab is uncollectible. There's nothing to collect in Fab. So let's do a quick math breakdown, right? I calculated math this earlier, so it made more sense. Cat bomb. Have a cat. I cat math this. Yeah, we're going to cat math it. I cat math this earlier with a calculator, right? Quick math. So if we take 24 million packs, right, and a box of Flesh and Blood is 24 packs to a box, that is 1 million boxes of Flesh and Blood. They have never printed 1 million boxes of any set, let alone an entire block. Like the Aria Monarch block was the most overprinted, and if you count first edition of all 3 sets and maybe Unlimited all in one, you might hit 1 million boxes, right? So that's 5 releases. 1 million boxes between 5 releases. So the Emperor Dynasty, if I remember correctly, is, let's assume, 1 million boxes. Flesh and Blood dumped it all. That means the Emperor at 10,000 packs is 10 per 100,000 packs, 100 per million, which means we have 2,400 of that card for the entire print run if there was 1 million boxes. But let's bring this into rational realms. Let's say they did 250,000, which is the highest they've ever printed, which is 1/4 of 24 million packs. That means there is, I'm not an idiot, but 600 of these cards, yet it's uncollectible. There's only 600 of them. It's totally uncollectible. Oh God, Fab's uncollectible. There's nothing to collect. Cold foils are worthless. There's nothing here. There's no desire. The collectors are screwed. Why is a 1 in 600 card not collectible? Like, enlighten me. Why is this not collectible? I might just go buy one right now after I'm done recording this video, honestly. Why is it not collectible? I don't understand. The logic doesn't check out. So what is my point here? My point is that in bear markets like this, it's not how collectible something is anymore, right? It's how uncomfortable are you willing to make yourself to collect something. A in-print, quote-unquote, Flesh and Blood set with a 1 in 600 card is not collectible because it is uncomfortable to collect something that is collectible. This market is so bad right now across all TCGs, Magic, Weiss, Flesh and Blood, that people are looking for excuses to not collect. It doesn't mean something isn't collectible. The Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale is still an incredibly collectible card. Just people are looking for excuses to not collect it. Sorry guys, I'm still sick trying to keep up with recording and everything else, so pardon the coughing. But people are looking for excuses to not collect. Not necessarily something isn't uncollectible. They're just looking for reasons to not collect. They want to FUD things in a bad market. In a bad market, people want things to fail, which is counterintuitive because in a bad market, you think people would want things to do better. But it's kind of the opposite for TCGs. Like in a bad market, no one really wants stuff to get better because then they're going to miss out on it and, oh, I should have bought it. They're just kind of happy seeing stuff stay bad. That's why when these markets turn, they turn so quick because everyone just isn't ready. And the people that are constantly buying all the way down through the dips and all the way back up through the spikes, they always end up on top because these dips last so much longer than these spikes do. And when those spikes happen, it's so hard to get your hands on these 1 in 600 cards, this Tabernacle, you know, the Lotus, whatever these cards are. And you can see now in the sellings and the listings and stuff, there's people that are looking at these things going, dang, that's cheap, and they're buying it, and they're like protecting their asset pool now. And you know, Flesh and Blood and Weiss Schwarz, they kind of are reaching those points, honestly. Like we're seeing, you know, WTR alpha boxes at $2,000 a box, $2,500 a box again. That's kind of tempting. Like it's like, that's like, you know, just go rip it open and have fun with a couple of guys kind of thing. Like, you know, 4 or 5 guys get together, they can do a draft pod, get a couple buddies with them, you know, 8 people to a pod, $250 a person, and you can go draft a WTR alpha set, and then you get a bunch of collectible alpha print cards and foils, and maybe pull like cold foils and, you know, legendaries, and maybe even a fable. Like the desirability there, and like the price points get so cheap. It's getting a little crazy. Crucible War is there again. You know, we're seeing these lows that haven't been seen for like 2.5 years now. And these boxes and stuff are getting cheap, and singles are getting cheap. How long until someone just says, I got 100 grand. Let me go obliterate the market real quick, and just wipes out everything again. Because if you look at the actual float again, not a lot there. So is it really not collectible, or is it just people are tired and looking for excuses to not collect? And let's cover Weiss again too. Attack on Titan, right? You probably not watched the anime, but I'm sure you've heard of it. We did videos for it on the channel. That was one of the most popular Weiss sets of all time. I think there is 3 or 4 English. I know there's 3. There might be 4. 3 or 4 English set releases of Attack on Titan, which is unheard of for a Weiss set. I think the most is 2 besides that. There might be 1, 2, a couple of 2s. Weiss English doesn't have as many releases as the Japanese version. Those boxes were selling for hundreds of dollars a piece for the first couple of sets. They are now back down in the $60 to $70 range. Who's wrong? People buying at $400 in the peak, or people selling the entire way down? The answer is everyone is right and everyone is wrong. These boxes, especially sealed cases of Weiss, are like gold. They age so ridiculously well, it's nutty. You can look at any Weiss set in history. After 3 years, if you can find a sealed case, it's probably 2 to 4 times whatever the original sealed box price was. So if the box on release was like $75, $80, if you wait 3 years for a sealed case, you can probably sell the case at $300 to $400 a box, because that's just how Weiss sealed cases are. The break potential for ripping those open is absolutely insane, and people love it. And it's impossible to find old cases of sealed Weiss. Loose boxes, a little easier to find, but I mean, still, once you get that 4 or 5 year old mark, like even loose boxes are almost impossible to find. Like Nazarick is one of my favorite sets to collect. I probably own more gold signature SP cards in Nazarick than anyone else in the world right now. I have a lot. Like, I have a shameful number of them, honestly. Minus the Albedos. I don't know a whole bunch of the Albedos, but these things are still collectible, and I have not seen a sealed Nazarick case hit market in a year and a half. I'm sure there might have been one that got sold somewhere here and there. There's a couple of loose boxes. That's it. Nothing. Just gone. There's nothing there. I think there's 2 boxes on the market right now I can go buy for like $300 and $600 each or something crazy like that. I'm not going to pay that for them because I don't care that much. I'd buy a case, but I'm not going to buy the singles. Just don't care. But those are still for people. They want them on display, and I might actually buy one for a display, just not right now. It's kind of very low on my priority list. But that's my point, though. It's like, this stuff isn't uncollectible. Flesh and Blood, the new sets, are not uncollectible. There's stuff there for the collectors. People just look for excuses in bad markets to not collect. So, guys, some words of wisdom. Don't break your bank to keep collecting. The market is bad. Look for the deals, buy the deals, move in on the deals, and just keep buying. If you believe in TCGs, commit to your dream, commit to your cause, and don't be a chicken shit about it. Buying the dips is what stockbrokers do to make money. Buying the dips in TCGs is what Rudy did to make millions of dollars. Buying the dips is what I am going to do to continue to build towards making millions of dollars. If you find any large major collector in the entire Magic, Fab, anywhere in the world, right? They all buy the dips. They buy their whole way down. You know, there's not like, oh, I'm in and out. Oh, I'm out. They keep buying, they keep buying, they keep buying. All the way up, all the way down. And they ride those waves because at the end of the day, they know that in 5 years and in 10 years, they're going to end up ahead. And that is ultimately what I'm doing is in 5 years and in 10 years, I am going to end up ahead. I'm going to win. And I may not win on every Weiss set. I may not win on every Pokemon box that I buy. I may not win on every Flesh and Blood set I buy and Magic box that I buy. But out of the 100 things that I purchase and buy into, over 5 years, I expect to win on a majority of them. And my wins will pay for my losses and my gains. So guys, that's just kind of the gist here. Remember guys, it's a bad market. Keep collecting, keep buying. Don't give up. Pound your head into the sand and just keep on digging. It's just all you can do in these markets, man. Anyway guys, good luck and stay feisty out there. Bye.